I've got 4 weeks to do whatever I want. And I was just making TikToks from 7 in the morning until midnight every single day, every day. So a lot of people are surprised based on because I can speak Serbian fluently and how much I know about the culture. I actually moved from Serbia to New Zealand when I was 7 months old.
Wow. That's impressive.
And growing up, my Serbian was actually very bad. Balkan dad doesn't smoke. He barely drinks in the videos. And even though people may not pay attention to that, subconsciously, I'm trying to teach people that they need to sort of live a healthy lifestyle. Right. But it's a subconscious message. There'll be times I'm 12 years old and I'll be cooking meals for my 14 and 16-year-old brother and sister. 12 years old. I'm standing on a box using a wok, making a chicken pasta. And my parents would come home and say, "Šta je za ručak?" And I'd be like,
"Nisi namestio sto."
Yeah, napio sam pesto sa piletinom or something like that, which means Balkan dad is never going to die.
You're listening to Bought with Nelly.
We're good to go. I'm recording. Miloš, welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited for you to be here. People might not know you're Balkan Dad on TikTok, Balkan Dad on Instagram. How did this come about? Because I love the content.
So pretty much, thanks for having me, by the way. Pretty much what happened in quarantine in Australia, probably April of last year. April of last year. Everyone was in lockdown. My family was on lockdown in New Zealand, and my brother said to me, in Serbian, obviously, "Brate, dosadno mi je, it's so boring."
Right.
I used to make funny videos, and he said, "You need to start doing something like that again because we need it, my family needs it." So the need came from my brother who wanted to watch my humor again. So I said, what the hell? And I made 2 or 3 videos, but they were English humor. And then I started following the hashtag Balkan, and I saw all these videos which were getting hundreds of thousands of likes, but they were very poor quality, very bad quality, and all I did was I said, why don't I make similar videos but higher quality? And as soon as I made the first one, the results were 10 times the amount of a normal English humor video. So I found a niche, I stuck to it, and I came up with my own humor, and I guess it blew up.
It's kind of funny that your brother accidentally started your stardom. Does he ever take credit for he's like, "Hey man, you're welcome."
Well, to be honest, 6 months before that, I've got a group of Serbian friends here, and we're all funny. And I was pushing them "Come on, guys, let's make a video. We can do it. We work well together. Come on." And nothing against them, but none of them wanted to do it. None of them wanted to commit, put their face in front of the camera. And when my brother said that, it pushed me. And it said, I'm not going to wait on other people to make humor. So, and I'm happy that I did it by myself because it's much more fulfilling when you create something yourself. It belongs to you. So.
And you can do it on your own time. You could do it whenever. You could do it however you want. You don't have to consult other people. Your schedule is your own. Everything is it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you said you used to make other videos, but you never go into full detail what you used to make, I think.
So, when I was younger, I made parodies with my friend. So, Jason Derulo songs or Harry Potter. And again, that friend gave up, so he didn't want to do it anymore. So again, another person who doesn't want to commit themselves 100%. And then I used to live in Sweden in 2016, and I made a page called Loshchu. And it was going all right, and I was making Balkan humor. But I only spent 2 months on it, and then I gave up. But once you start seeing a little bit of success, it's crazy how much you work harder.
Of course. The ball's rolling.
Exactly. So one of the posh Serbian, Tata, šta do biti? That went semi-viral overnight, I had 100 followers, and then overnight I had 20,000 likes, you know? So, and it came from 400,000 views.
That's crazy.
So it's like you have a business, and then you earn $50 today and you earn $50,000 tomorrow, you know?
Of course.
It opens your eyes and you're like, okay, I have to keep doing this, work harder, you know?
Was this on TikTok originally? You started straight to TikTok, or?
I started on TikTok. My work closed for 4 weeks. So I said, well, I've got 4 weeks to do whatever I want. And I was just making TikToks from 7 in the morning until midnight every single day.
Wow.
Every day. Yeah.
That's like writing a script, recording it, like scheduling uploads, everything, right?
When I started, there was no script writing. There was the 15-second videos, and it was all based on like just humor that my brain came up with, you know? And I think the reason why my humor goes so well is because I have the perspective of someone who lived in a Serbian family, right?
It's relatable. It's 100% relatable.
Balkan sort of virtues and sort of stuff. But then I was also raised in an English-speaking country. So when I do the posh Serbian thing, I think people find it so funny because they've just never heard it before. You know?
Right.
But you in Serbia can do that.
Right. You have a marketing degree, right? Is that what you went to school for? Is that what you did in Sweden?
Well, I only studied an exchange program in Sweden, but yeah, I did a marketing degree in New Zealand. Yeah.
Wow. So how that helped you probably quite a bit, you think, with this understanding?
Well, I'm usually the type of person. I'm usually a pessimist with university. So 99% of what you learn in university, you forget within 6 months of leaving. You know?
Right, 100%.
And that's a fact. That's true.
I'm fully agreeing with you. Even engineering, which is what I have, it's not. Yeah.
That being said, everyone always knows you might read something once and it'll stay with you for life. And I just know when I was learning marketing and business, they said you need to find a niche, right? And when you find that niche, you need to like put 100% of your effort. So I found a niche which was Balkan humor. There weren't many creators, and it was part of my French, but it was bad. Like it was really bad content. You know, I was looking at it and saying, if this guy can get that many likes for like something, like even the transitions, like they were so bad. You know? And I think that's something that helps me is that I'm a perfectionist. So if a video looks bad, like I'm very creative, I'm very meticulous, and I'll make it look as perfect as possible. And I don't think many people actually understand a video may last 15 seconds. It might take me 6 hours to make, you know?
Right. Delivering the perfect joke, saying it the exact certain way, getting the same shot, of course.
Correct. It all matters. Trust me.
Right. But is there a downside to that? Making it look too professional in this modern day where it's like, making it feel less authentic?
Yes. So the posh Serbian, the way that it actually arose, I need to explain the story, is I was making these videos, and this is when I first started doing Balkan humor. So I wanted to just test a few different ideas. 11 p.m. at night, just about to go to sleep. And just before I go to sleep, I just literally woke up, turned the light on, and I said, I have a stupid idea. I'm going to film it. I took my phone, no effort, 15 seconds. Tata, I went to sleep, and just before I went to sleep, I said, that's stupid. Let me go and delete the video. But then the marketing thing in my mind said, wait. Stupid things go viral. Leave it there. I woke up in the morning, like I said, 20,000 likes, and I was like, what the hell,
Yeah.
I found something. And the posh Serbian, I probably did 10 or 11 or 12 different parts. And that's really what grew my profile so fast.
Yeah, that's so crazy. There's that little spark, that moment where even if you change up that video too much, it starts becoming maybe forced, and you can't really see it. You can feel it in the video. I don't know if you know what I mean, but
I've definitely done a few videos which have performed poorly, and I put 100% of my effort, and it really hurt.
Yeah,
but you understand. You live and you learn.
Yeah, we've all been there. I was gonna ask you, growing up in Serbia, your background a little bit. How long did you live there? When did you move? Why you moved to New Zealand first and then Australia?
So a lot of people are surprised based on because I can speak Serbian fluently and how much I know about the culture. I actually moved from Serbia to New Zealand when I was 7 months old.
Wow. That's impressive.
And growing up, my Serbian was actually very bad. So though everybody is born with something inside them that they're like, I feel connected to this. If you play soccer, you feel connected to soccer. Sometimes you feel connected to food. I felt connected to the Serbian, the Balkan culture, At 10 years old, I was outside with my dad, watching him make a barbecue, drink beer, and I was just thinking like, I want to be like that one day,
That's beautiful.
When I was like 13 years old, I asked my dad for, the most famous Serbian songs. He gave me a list, and after 1 year, I memorized all of them.
Wow, really?
So to answer your question, I wasn't raised in Serbia at all. I was raised in New Zealand, but in a Serbian Balkan family,
Cool.
And yeah, that's essentially. I moved to Australia after I finished university in New Zealand because I don't like staying in one place all the time unless it's like an amazing place. And New Zealand wasn't the place for me. It's cold, it rains a lot, and I just felt like I needed to do something on my own.
Interesting. Okay, but did you know anyone when you moved to Australia? Did you?
Yeah, so we had, funnily enough, a lot of people who moved to New Zealand that are Serbian, they moved to Australia because it's overall, like, if I could say an average statement, the money is better and also the weather is much better.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
So, yes, we had a lot of family friends here. So in terms of me moving here, there wasn't much risk. I stayed with family friends for free for 6 months. So it was very easy to transition into paying my own apartment and all that sort of stuff.
Beautiful. So do you have a lot of Serbian friends, obviously, I assume, because, I don't know, maybe you're kind of like me. A lot of my friends are mostly Serbian, not because of, I don't like other people. It's just they're most relatable. We have like similar interests.
Yeah. And look, interestingly enough, it's all natural. So I haven't asked for all my friends to be Serbian.
Yeah,
it just happened.
Right.
All the friends that I've made in Australia, although I've created good bonds, you can never have the same humor and feeling with someone that understands your own culture. And I've got a main group of 4 guys, not including me, and they're all Serbians, and it's just by chance that we all met. Yeah,
same boat. You've been doing this for about a year, a little more than that right now. You blew up on TikTok, new platform. I don't know much about TikTok. Are you able to turn this into a business, into a living income? How does that work with?
Of course. Now, a lot of people, when they start social media, because I've been researching social media for the last 7 years, a lot of people want to just create merch and put it out there and do this and do that. And I have been holding off on that. But the only reason why I've been holding off is because there's something inside me that just kept saying, get a little bit bigger and just create a lot of value. So get people to understand your character, understand his famous sayings, and then the merch will be more valuable to them.
Sure. It doesn't feel like you're selling out right away, right, or something like that.
And merchandise, I don't think creators should ever look at it as, I'm making money off. No. You'd be surprised how happy someone is to buy that merchandise of you because they love your character,
Of course.
So I've been working hard in the background. It's actually completely finished. I've got all the designs ready for the merchandise.
Beautiful.
They'll probably be ready sometime in March, and I'll be happy to sort of announce that. But the main way that I want to try and monetize it, obviously with social media, if you're an influencer, you can have partnerships, but the end goal, and it's a big goal, is to have like a series on some sort of broadcaster, be it, I know this is thinking big, but, Netflix, HBO, any of those names. It could be like a Balkan broadcaster, but they pay me for my episodes, and, the public just watch.
Right. You have a growing audience of, Serbian, Balkan people that have moved from their homes. They've moved to Canada like me. They moved to America, Australia. So you definitely have an audience for what you're doing. So I don't think it's too crazy to think that you can turn this into. That was actually one of my questions going forward. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we got to this early, but yeah, like, what can you turn this into? You can turn this into anything. If you have an audience, it doesn't really matter, right?
And the thing is, if you have a loyal audience as well,
huge.
I've made some decisions which kind of hinder my comedy, but I've made the decisions for long-term benefit. So I stopped swearing in my videos. The reason being is because, I don't want to teach kids, bad things. Yes, Balkan Dad says jebote jebiga sometimes, but in Serbian, when you say jebote jebiga, it's not really a swear word.
Right.
Balkan Dad doesn't smoke. He barely drinks in the videos. And even though people may not pay attention to that, subconsciously, I'm trying to teach people that they need to sort of live a healthy lifestyle, you know.
Right.
But it's a subconscious message. Yeah,
That's beautiful. I actually didn't even think about that. Yeah, that does make sense. You don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't do anything, you don't swear too much in videos.
No.
You're ready for TV. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's great. So the weird thing with TikTok, I from what I've seen with YouTube, let's say you can monetize right away with like ads. With TikTok, it's new, right? You can't make ad revenue and stuff. Even though, let's say you average 100,000 views on YouTube, 100,000 views actually equates to a living income. If you upload a video and you get 100,000 views, you can live comfortably with that. But TikTok is not there yet. Are they planning to monetize more like with ads and stuff?
Obviously, I did my own research into it because you get, I think for a period of 2 months, I got 10 million views, and I was thinking like, that's crazy. It's a crazy audience. If I had some way to channel those views onto a product, and that's why I'm saying I'm a little bit angry at myself that I didn't make the merch a little bit earlier. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. When I put it out, it'll be good. But to answer your question, TikTok did do a trial of something. I'm not sure if they're still doing it, where they only chose 50 of the top creators in the world, which is very unfair,
50?
Only 50 of them, at a all those dancing shit.
Yeah.
They're paying them for their views, right? Because I guess they're the most valuable people to TikTok as a business. So you can get donations while you do a live stream, but obviously you're not going to make much money from that. You can make merch, you can promote companies and stuff like that. But as a platform, in terms of views and comments and activity, they don't pay you. No.
Cool. Interesting. Okay.
However, it is a growing platform, so maybe one day they will start paying, and that would be fantastic.
I mean, people thought that way about YouTube when it first started. Oh, what are you going to do on YouTube? Even if you have 100,000, you can't make money. And then YouTube's like, well, we're going to have ads now. So people that have 100,000 views a video, well, congratulations. You're now going to be making like $200K a year. Good job. So you have to think a little bit ahead of the curve, right? So that's pretty, yeah. Have you thought about longer form content, maybe on YouTube or on other?
I'm actually planning, I'll show you, I bought a camera for YouTube specifically.
Oh, nice. Okay. Similar
Very
to
high quality. I've wanted to do YouTube for a very, very long time. I've only recently come into the position where I have more time during the week. And to be honest, if I'm honest with you, TikTok is the platform that helped me get, like, I'm grateful to TikTok and obviously Instagram as well. But it literally kills me on the inside when I have to make a 60-second video and I'm making it. And during the creation of the video, I realized that the script that I've written is going to make the video too long. So I have to make it shorter, make the scenes shorter. And it kills me because I say to myself, I can't even produce the script, So to answer your question, yes, there's going to be longer content. I've got more time in the week. So there's two options. Either it's going to be content like 5 minutes long, or I'm going to create an actual series. So like Balkan Dad episode 1, Balkan Dad watches his son doing sports, or Balkan Dad talks about the war. So actual episodes that might be 15, 20 minutes long. And the reason why I might do that is because that's going to be the best transition into showing a broadcaster, hey, I've got this series, I've got this many views, this is how loyal my following is,
It's going to be a whole new ballgame. It's going to be a different world on YouTube and TikTok, right? You have, retention time is important. Thumbnails are massive. How to market your video, how to get people to click on it. It's, you're kind of not starting from bottom. You're not starting from bottom, but you're definitely starting at a new place where you have to reinvent what you're doing.
I'm very excited though, because it's sort of like, you keep a hamster in a cage or you keep, animals in cages for so long, you let them roam wild, they just go crazy, So it's the same thing for me is I've had this cage around me for my humor and my content, and I've had to try and make it funny within 1 minute. But now I can progress the humor, have a plot twist. I can have,
get friends to come in and act, get like multiple angles on a shot. You could do so much more with this, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I actually did have some fun stuff planned. I know this is a boring podcast. I've been bored with Nelly, but I had some funny little, let's say, games we could play. This one's called "Did My Balkan Dad Do It?" I'm gonna give you situations that you're gonna have to tell me if I'm telling you a real thing that happened or if I've made this up.
Okay.
So I usually don't do games, but I don't know. I thought this would be a great little moment to test some things out. So I'll give you the first one. If I had a budget, I would have people like come in with flashing cards and like music, and it'd be like,
no. Well, yes, they beat you.
all right. So here's one. My dad almost went to jail for smuggling tomato seeds, like across a border. And if you want to take any of these ideas for you can take all of these. It's perfectly fine. It's all yours.
To the common public, they'll probably say no, but I just know in the Balkans that, you know, for the smallest of things, crossing the border, they'll do you in for anything. So I could be wrong, but I'll say yes.
Spot on. Your Balkan dad sense is strong, I can tell. So he had actually seeds in his pocket. I think he totally forgot about them. Like who forgets about tomato seeds in their pockets, first of all? But so they reached and they were asking, and he had a salt thing, and they took the salt thing instead of the seeds. So like he was able to take those allegedly. All of this is allegedly, of course, if anyone's listening. Here's a good one. My dad brought a empty jar of Ivar for Djokovic to sign in Cincinnati before he was top 10 players in the world. This was like,
false.
Yeah, a long time ago.
False.
That is false. Wow. 2 for 2. What, that one's a little too crazy?
It's a bit too overboard Balkan cliche.
Balkan cliche. All right. Respect. My dad played for Crvena Zvezda.
I'm reading your facial reactions after you said that. That's trying to help me as well. Again, this is 50-50. And look, to be honest, for some reason, 80% of the dads that say they played soccer, they said they played for Partizan or Crvena Zvezda. So what the heck, I'll say true.
All right, we got you. That one's false. He played for a Srem, and it's like a smaller club, and they were in the first division. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Among them.
It's funny that you said that's a 50-50. Like, think about what that means. That means like 50% of dads, you might think they play for the best football club in the country and a Champions League winning club.
Well, that's I mean, like, as much as they boast and as much as Balkan dads overcompensate their memories,
right?
A lot of them were
good.
World-class. Yeah, they were world-class athletes because that's the only thing that they had to take them out of the struggle, you know.
But let's imagine I was an English person. I said, yeah, my dad, I played the same quiz with you. And I said, yeah, my dad played for Manchester United. Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the next one. So my dad coached soccer when I was younger. You know, most Balkan dads do that. He would buy pastries and give it to kids that scored goals.
Oh, There's a reason why I have to say that this is true, even if it's false, because my dad did something similar when I was playing water polo. So I'm going to say it's true, even if it's false.
Spot on. We have something called Tim Hortons here. He bought these little Timbits, and anyone that played well, he would give them some Timbits. He'd be like, good job, guys. And we actually won the league, so that was...
I used to play water polo like semi-professionally.
Holy shit.
And my mum, like every Balkan mum, when she makes food, even if it's a family of 5, she makes it for a family of 50, you know? So either we throw it out or it lasts in the freezer for 6 years or whatever it may be. But she started making brownies. She's like, ooh, overlap. You know, like she started making brownies, and she started making too many brownies. And my dad said, well, look, we can't finish them, so I'm going to take them for the guys. And after we finished the match, he would go around and say, ooh, great job, guys, brownie. You know what? I'm going to make a video. And like, they were just talking seriously, like the coach is talking to them. My dad would just be on the corner like,
yeah.
Good job, brownie.
He would be so angry at some moments, but it's after the end, after we won, he was so happy to give everyone. He would go to the thing and buy more. He'd be like, yeah, let's get more. Like,
oh, you're like watching the sport. Oh, don't even get me started. That's like peak embarrassment, you know? Peak embarrassment.
My dad used to, because when we moved to Canada, he didn't speak English a lot, and I started playing footy right away. And, you know, at the games, he saw some officiating that he didn't like. wouldn't say like more than 2 words. He would just say fuck it F, and he would yell at him like for 30 minutes after the guy's like walking home, be like, what was this, what call was this? He was like broken English and complaining about like a 13-year-old playing soccer.
I honestly think that my dad may have had like minor ADHD, because one time we were watching the water polo championships in New Zealand, Serbia versus I think Italy, and the ref called something bad, and my dad was recording all these Serbian people around us. No one was saying anything. Obviously everyone's shouting, but after everyone finished, my dad stood up, went across the rail with a red face. My mom would like, honestly, like with
your conviction, you felt it. Yeah, I feel that too.
Everyone was looking at him like, yeah, you know, we're swearing, but that's a bit too far, you know?
Right. But I would still say I fear my mom more. Is that, I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's an every Balkan person thing.
In what sense? Physical or verbal abuse?
That's a great question. I feel like we're at a therapy session. Like if I got in trouble, I did something at school, like my dad would be the opposite. He'd be like, just wait for your mom to get home. Like I got a little like from him, but then when, yeah.
There's certain things. So like I failed a exam at university in my first year, and it's because I didn't study. I passed everything else with like A's and B pluses, but I just didn't study this and I failed it. And for like 2 months, I didn't tell anybody. And my dad progressively saw the nature, my emotions, you know, my personality was drifting downwards. And one day he saw me walking up and down our backyard, like pacing, just literally going, fuck. And my dad came outside and he said, "Ma kačeš već jednom prestati? Like, when are you going to stop doing this? Like, what's wrong?" And I said, nothing's wrong. And he looked at me and he said, "You failed an exam, didn't you?" And I was like, how the hell did this guy know?
In my head.
And he said, "Sina, when I was in your age, when I failed an exam, I was walking like that as well. So I know." And I said, "Are you angry?" And he said, "No, just tell your mother." And as soon as you said, just tell your mother, it's a Balkan dad's way of saying, I'm not angry, but you're going to get fucked up.
Yeah, I can't help you here, pal. You're on your own on this one.
And look, I did get verbal abuse, but my mom, honestly, and I'm not being sarcastic, she didn't look at me in my eyes for 2 weeks.
Jesus. Yeah.
She didn't acknowledge me. She didn't look at me. And after 2 weeks, there's just one day when she says, "Okay, I gave you all the verbal abuse."
Yeah. You felt pain. You're good.
Come and eat, Sina, you know?
Imamo pasulj za ručak, come on. Dođi. Yeah. I had the inverse of that, though. I had another one where it was, I failed music. I failed a music class. It was like grade 8, and the teacher was like upset. She wanted to talk to my parents. And my parents are like, music? Okay. Yeah. So they came in, they had a little spiel with them, and my parents are like, we talk with him, of course, music, very important. They get out of the class. I had like a 52 in music, or some really low mark. They're like, "Kako ide matematika?" I'm like, "Dobro." It's like, okay. And we never talked about music again.
Yeah, that's just like, I don't want to use the term like white people, but when I say white people, I mean just non-Balkan people.
Yeah, non-Balkan people, yeah.
It's the same thing as my parents. They sometimes, you know, they'll go to a parent-teacher interview and it's some random thing like media, you know? And yeah, Miloš needs to improve. And my dad, you know, I'll come home and, you know, they said I'm bad at media. And he goes, "Šta me briga za media, kako je matematika?" Exactly the same as you. Yeah. Like, it's just like maths, physics, English.
That's it.
Chemistry, biology. That's the important stuff.
The job skills.
That's what's going to make you an engineer.
They were kind of right. So spot on. Yeah, I got more actually, believe it or not. My dad fell off the roof setting up an illegal satellite dish.
Again, I could be wrong, but I'm just going to try and use my wits here and say, you know, if your dad fell off a roof and potentially injured himself, I feel like he would have mentioned that he's injured or something prior. So I'm going to say false.
Wow. That's pretty good. Yeah. Spot on. You're not bad. Here's another one. Another one. You can take all these for your videos, by the way. I just want to preface that. My dad gave me a table to wash while I was in the shower because it was, he said, convenient.
How big was the table? Yeah.
I mean, how much information do I have to give you here? You know.
Well, give me the answer. No. Table is a big thing.
I mean, you know, you have a slava, you have a small table, you have big tables, you have all kinds of tables. I mean, you could fold them. You have IKEA tables. It's not like the size of the table isn't, I guess, the crazy. The funny part is that you're not even thinking about this in the sense of like, who the hell gives someone a table? You're thinking about the size of the table. That's how you know we're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah, it's like, wait, the question isn't like table. No, that would definitely happen. Look, I'm going to say true just because I feel like it would happen.
True. That one's false, actually. It was not a table. It was a chair. He gave me an IKEA chair to wash mid-shower.
But it's still believable, you know?
It's still believable, right?
Can you imagine? I just had a funny idea in my head that could progress that idea. You're having a shower and he's like, Sina, like, wash the chair. And you're like, what the hell? And he's like, wash it. And you're washing it. And then he pulls out vegetables from the garden and he goes, "Hi there, Patty." Like,
yache.
Yeah. He's like, "What the fuck, Dad? Why am I washing vegetables in the shower?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Use some soap."
Tu si već se kupaš, ajde bre, operi. That was honestly his reasoning. I was in the middle of the shower. He's like, "You're already there. Why don't you wash this chair?"
That's the whole Balkan dad sort of way. It's like, save as much money as possible, be as productive as possible. My way or the highway.
My way or the highway. That's spot on. I got one final one.
Okay.
I bought a Zvezda jersey for myself, and then I bought a Partizan jersey as a prank for my dad.
Well, the last one was false, so I'm just going to go based off statistics because, look, half of that's believable depending on your relationship with your dad, but you know the other half.
It's brave. The other half is really brave. That's a brave move.
Yeah. It's pretty much suicide. So, you know, you're writing your death sentence. So, look, I'm going to say you're raised in Canada. Potentially his humor is a bit lighter. So I'm going to say, yeah.
True. That's spot on. I even have video of him and I got his reaction. And he told me, and I quote in the video, he's like, I would rather throw this in the garbage than wear it. And then it was a pretty special moment. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. So yeah, I think you got like most of them right. I think maybe one you got wrong. The Ivar one, no, you got that one right. The Zvezda, you got the Zvezda one wrong.
Yeah, Zvezda one and also the one in the shower. But that was, you know what, that was a bit of a trick question because you were still doing a chair in the shower. So.
I didn't want to make this easy, okay? I didn't want you to, just crush these and then, what fun would that be,
Sure, fair enough.
So I think you remember you were talking about, you were also making sausages with your dad. That was something I also used to do. You used to sell like making like sausages in New Zealand. It's like a business.
Yeah. So my first job ever, apart from like mowing the lawn with I'm not sure if you've seen the video, a prehistoric lawnmower, the wooden ones that you push.
Okay.
Apart from that, my first job was actually selling. Like Serbian dried meats and fresh sausages, and,
Kobasice, slanine,
everything like the deli style things, and it was all from a Serbian sort of. They weren't family friends. We sort of got to know them, but yeah, that was my first job. I was just at the market, 13 years old, selling meats with.
That's so funny.
The Serbian dude who was 6'9", like
Jesus.
He was a giant, so he doesn't have to do any marketing because everyone's just like
yeah. They're right here.
What the wow, bro? Legit, like kids would come and like lift the tablecloth and say, "Oh shit, he's standing on the cloth." 6'9", that's 2 meters 05, I think.
Did he play basketball? Did he play something? Volleyball?
No, that's the worst thing is when you say like, he play handball when he was younger?
Okay.
I always, if someone's that tall, what warms my heart if they says, "Igrao sam košarku za Jugoslaviju." But nothing against him. He's a cool dude, but yeah, he doesn't play basketball.
All right, fair enough.
Nažalost.
He could have been great. Maybe we didn't scout him, early.
But to add to that, yes, I sold that, and in the beginning, it was actually very good money for a 13-year-old. I was making, $150 cash per weekend.
Wow.
That, I could go and buy McDonald's 4 or 5 times a week and go to the swimming pool a few times. And then when we actually when I got a bit older and we started taking a bit of profit, like a commission, the money was really good. And it was good. Like, it was a great supplement for my family. So
You made your own sausage roast. You weren't just buying and reselling your.
no. So it was a Serbian family who made it in a factory.
Okay.
They were originally from Sombor, and they had, to be honest, like, obviously having a Balkan mum, we tried heaps of different delis, and they have the best, like, roštiljska kobasica, so barbecue Balkan sausage in the world.
Wow.
Like, I've been to Serbia, I've been to other Balkan countries, Croatia, Australia, New Zealand. This is by far, like, it's not even on the same level. Like,
Wow.
the best barbecue Serbian sausage in the world.
I have to go to Australia now for barbecue meat. God damn it. Well, all right. That's fair.
New Zealand.
New Zealand. You talked about, other hobbies that you like doing, but you never really go too much into detail. Drawing, cooking, traveling. Is this stuff you did during during like your university days? And
Well, my mom taught me how to cook since the age of like 8 years old. So I was honestly like self-sufficient at the age of 12. My parents.
That's a video.
It's not an exaggeration, but like I'm gonna make a video. Yeah, I'm not sure about you, but I feel like Balkan kids. When I say developed, I don't mean their brain size or anything, but I just feel like they're a bit more mature, younger.
Yeah.
Good parenting. They learn maths and stuff at the age of 5 months now. But our parents left us at home, not when we were babies, but they left us at home by ourselves when we were quite young.
Right.
But my brother and sister were older than me. But there'll be times I'm 12 years old and I'll be cooking meals for my like 14 and 16-year-old brother and sister, like 12 years old. I'm standing on a box using like a wok, making like a chicken pasta. And my parents would come home and say, "Šta je za ručak?" And I'd be like,
Nisi namestio sto.
Yeah, like, "Napravio sam pesto sa piletinom," or something like that. At 12 years old, for goodness sake,
They're tasting, they're like, može malo više soli, ali dobro, okay, bit sledeći put.
It was burnt because I was 12 years old. But yeah, I really love cooking, especially like cooking connects you with culture, and the more I learn about Balkan food, the more I feel connected to my culture, to my roots. And it's sort of like, when an Asian person puts in a spoonful of like a typical Chinese soup or a stir fry, they probably get that feeling. It takes them back.
Yeah.
I made paprika yesterday, and that typical onion, paprika, and we get the flavor.
Feels like you're there.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like it's my mom's cooking. Do you know what I mean? That's cooking. My other hobbies are, I focus on my health. So I do calisthenics, street workout. That's actually really big in the Balkans. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but have you heard of Lazar Novovic?
No, I saw you follow him, but I don't know who. I mean, he looks just shredded. He looks like a Greek god.
He's a genetic freak, but he's the owner of this movement called Bar Brothers. And it's essentially just, calisthenics. Everything that you can achieve in the gym, you can achieve outside of the gym for free. It's going to take you a longer time, and you don't use protein, but it's natural. That's the way that your body is supposed to grow. That's how people did it 2,000 years ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I focus on calisthenics, eating healthy, and then, yes, I enjoy art,
Cool.
And that's why this merchandise has been such a fun project, because I had to use Illustrator. So I paid someone to make a design for me. And I'm going to say sorry if they watch this, because I made like 40 changes just to make it perfect. But the end cartoon, it looks literally like a mirror of me.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm gonna pick up some merch now. God, yeah. I don't buy shirts anymore. I just buy like people's merch. I don't need shirts. I'll just support some random dude making cool videos or cool streams or whatever they're doing. But
I appreciate that.
Traveling. You doing a lot of traveling? Where have you been to?
Traveling. So my family traveled a little bit, not too much. We went to Serbia. We went
to Serbia. That's awesome. Never heard of the place.
Serbia and China. I went on an exchange program to Sweden, and during my stay there, I went to France, Czech Republic, Germany, Denmark, Romania. I've been to Croatia recently with my mum, and I've been to Australia. There's still a lot of the Balkans that I need to see, and what I feel like I'm going to do, the end goal is to do a Balkan tour. So go to the Balkans and make a series in the Balkans as well, because it's going to be so fulfilling. I'm going to be Balkan dad in the Balkans. Here I'm Balkan dad. Like sometimes I film outside and people are looking at me and saying, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah, what is this guy doing?
In the Balkans, I feel like hopefully I'm going to be welcomed with open arms.
You're going to be at home. You're going to feel right at home.
Exactly.
Cool, dope. I had one actually more thing prepared. It was going to be, since we were talking a lot, I know you like cooking, we're talking a lot about food. It is a Balkan food tier list that I've created, and I want you to just tell me where you put some of these items, okay? Let me pull it up.
So we're ranking them from what? Tastiest to the best?
I gave them my own little creative titles, if you don't mind. I took the creative integrity here. First one is droga. It's like droga. It's that good. It's like drugs. Second one is like, it's okay, and it's spelled okay, O-K-E-J. Third one is ako nema ništa drugo. And the last one is pre bi umreo od gladi. So
you want me to rank them from best sayings to worst?
No, but these items, how do you like them? Would you put them at like your favorite food, your least favorite food? And I'll share a screen actually. So let me see. This could be
so we're characterizing them based on those sayings.
Yes. Where would you put these items? So let's start with first one, nice and easy. This is an easy one. Some of them you might not know. If you don't, I'll give a little more info. This is Ivar, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Droga, it's like you can't live without it. You're addicted to it. Okay. That's nothing crazy. If there's nothing else, ako nema ništa drugo, pre bi umreo od gladi.
Okay, and to everyone that's going to watch this, I'm answering this from my perspective. So
yes.
This is me. It's not Balkan dad. So Ivar, I will say okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Second.
Second is Coca-Cola.
No. Second one's not Coca-Cola. It's a really bad picture. Disregard this picture. Let's put this one. Okay. It's Coca-Cola and red wine. It's called Bambus. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I'll have to go last because I don't drink.
Fair. This is the breakfast in the Balkans. It's an espresso and a cigarette.
Again,
last, burek sa mesom.
Droga.
Yep. Burek sa španačem. Ooh, yeah, that's right? It's something you love with something that's not amazing. It's like, why do they do that?
Yeah, I would say ako nema ništa drugo.
All right, fair. Cevapi, obviously.
Droga.
Čvarci.
Droga.
Oh my god, that's a tough one. That's a tricky one because like it's a lot of fat. I feel like a guy like you maybe doesn't.
I don't know. I only eat it like once every 2 weeks, but like again, I love it. So.
Fair enough. Paprikaš.
Droga. Paprikaš is actually my favorite stew.
Beautiful. Liver.
Droga. Jigarica. A lot of people hate it.
I love it too. It's so healthy for you. Kada Đorđeva šnicla.
Droga.
Pašteta.
Okay.
Yeah, fair. Pasulj.
Droga.
Pilav. It's like the pilav. It's like the jello, like the meat stuff. It might have a different name.
It's called pihtije in Serbian.
Pitija. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, pihtije. Okay.
Really? Dude, I don't know. Most of the people here, I can't stand it. Rakia, obviously for you.
No. So I don't drink, but I drink rakia on like slavas and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'll put okay.
Okay. All right. Unexpected. Riblja čorba. Not the band, the actual food, but I couldn't find a picture that I like, so.
Riblja čorba, it's okay. Yeah.
All right.
I've only had riblja čorba, funnily enough, like 4 times in my life.
Really? That's a really popular one. I mean,
I know. It's just that we didn't
make it a lot.
Whatever. Yeah.
Sarma.
Droga.
salata. I wrote it down.
Ruska salata?
Nije ruska salata.
Shopska?
Shopska salata.
Droga.
Wow.
Shopska salata, Ruska salata, and kupus salata. Shopska and kupus, I can eat like 10 kilos and I won't ever get full.
Right.
Ruska salata is a bit heavier, yeah.
Right. This is a very unique one. I would be surprised if you actually ate this. There's a place in Belgrade called Bushko, and they make pizza, but they put like ruska salata on top of it. They put all kinds of like thicker things like that.
Let
me see if I can find. If you want, I can find another.
No. It's okay. So it's a pizza with ruska salata.
Yeah. I've had it in Belgrade. It's actually really, really good. I know it seems disgusting, but I can promise you.
No. It doesn't seem disgusting in my mind. I know saltiness with the. I'll put okay because I can see how it would be nice. But yeah.
Once you try it, we might have to revisit this one day and be like, wow, I went to Belgrade. Let me tell you, dude, this thing has changed my life. Chocolina?
I didn't eat much of it growing up, but it is really tasty, so I'll put droga.
Droga, wow. That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, not really any surprise here. I thought maybe this would go at the bottom, but just the fact that it's burek, I guess.
Well, look, spinach and feta, the thing is, I'm answering this based on like the actual taste. Like, it's actually not that bad of a taste.
Yeah.
People would put it at prebiumrel just because of that cliche, like, burek's a mess, but no, I'll eat it if I didn't have anything else,
Right. Fair enough. I don't know. I also, if someone gets mad that some of these foods don't originate from the Balkans, I'm sorry. I didn't mean like that we invented the food. I just meant like this is the food I ate growing up. I know someone's gonna be like, bro, did you know that this actually originated in Turkey? And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So
what's the last one, or is that just?
That's the I took a bad picture, so this is actually the You've never had bambus or? I've
tried it, but like I said, I don't drink, so I don't.
Yeah, it's one of those like kids drinks. Like if you're a teen in Serbia, a lot of kids drinking it. At least that's what when I was there, they did. But
and a lot of people, I guess, will be surprised as well because I do videos with rakia and stuff like that. Not drinking is just a choice of mine. I feel like the long-term benefit outweighs the short-term satisfaction.
Sure.
I never liked drinking, but rakia is just one of those cultural things that. If you have it in moderation, like if you sip on one little glass,
yeah,
it has beneficial medicinal properties,
Sure.
So if we break it down that way, if I have it 4 times per year,
right,
it's going to do more good than bad,
Do people give you a lot of shtick for like, let's say you don't follow a stereotype, or like they thought, oh, you don't drink, how can you not drink? You're from Serbia or you're from the Balkans,
People, if they watch this, it's the first time that they'll hear that I don't drink.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did put it on my Instagram once, but there's a lot of followers who actually question me and say, "Is that water in the rakia bottle?" And I never reply to them because I want it to be unknown.
Yeah.
But it's water, like I'm not going to drink like a whole bottle of rakia after I eat.
Imagine you mess up a shot and you have to do it again.
That being said, like everything is in moderation in life. So if I do a Balkan tour, every single place that I go to, they're probably going to offer me rakia, right? If anything, right, the 2 things that I don't mind to drink, which I actually kind of used to like, is red wine and rakia. Like I do genuinely kind of like them. So I just choose not to drink in my day-to-day life.
It's going to be really tough for you to say no to some of these things when they're going to be so persistent. Oh, just samo još jedan tanjir, uzmi još malo se ugojiš.
Food is okay. I don't have any restrictions on food, it's just the alcohol, because they pump you full of alcohol. Yeah.
Of course. Miloš, we're actually, believe it or not, already at 50 minutes. I mean, I got everything I had. I asked you everything I had to ask. I had a little tier list. Thanks for coming. I appreciate your time. Anything you want to plug that you're working on? People, where can they follow you?
Well, the YouTube channel is coming soon. Potentially, I don't want to promise it, but what that's going to allow me to do is make sort of like a Balkan family series. So the characters are obviously Balkan dad, Balkan mom, the son, the daughter, and I would like to have a baba and a dada because I've got a killer Balkan dada voice. So
there's so much material to work with. You'll never run out, I feel. I mean, if you ever need ideas, I'll give you like 30 stories just this week. You can.
That's the thing. Like, I don't. Again, the Instagram messaging, I can't reply to everybody, just because. And I'm not boasting here, but it's just I can't reply.
It's a volume thing.
But sometimes on the weekend, if I have nothing to do, I'll spend 2 hours and read the messages and reply. And 30% of them are just ideas. Take this idea. I'm like, I'm never going to run out of ideas. You know?
Right. Beautiful.
Which means Balkan dad is never going to die.
That's the outro. Beautiful. All right,
That's
dude.
it.
Thank you.
No, thanks for having me. Again, I wish you all the success for your channel. Hopefully, I'll repost this on my profile and I can get you some more viewership as well.
Appreciate it.
And, it's great to see that, because the whole basis of these podcasts, I feel like you're targeting a Balkan audience, aren't you?
No, actually, I'm doing none of that. I am interviewing random people every single week. I've had video game designers. I've had UFC fighters. I just find people that I'm really interested in and I study them for a week. Literally explore their existence through the YouTubes and the Instagrams, and then I ask them anything that I think any person that follows them might want to know. And to me, that's super rewarding, super fun. I mean, I could do this all day. Like if you paid me to do this, I would do this every day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want me to pay?
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah. Well, I've watched a few podcasts in my time, and no, you made me feel comfortable. You asked great questions. So, like I said, good work, a good job, and I wish you all the success you get.